Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating that good effort. We tipped the game tying goal in for them. It's frustrating. The puck hits Mitch, goes way up in the air and lands off someone and goes in the back of the net. So it was just a tough night in the sense of having such a great effort. Doing such a great job. Even at the end, they had nobody, and they had one guy in front of the net, but we tip it in to tie the game, and they had some good chances to win the game in overtime. Jeff Kubiak was in on a break, and Dwyer, Sean Sped, Christian Hilbrick in front for a good opportunity, and their goaltender made the save. So, it is what it is. But yeah, I said that our guys last night, as long as we come forward, we put forth the effort, we play with the passion and intensity, which I thought we did tonight, and that's what we need as a coaching staff, and that's what they did tonight. Our guys played extremely hard throughout the whole course night, and had energy, and that's what we'll need going forward in the playoffs.
Coach, Anthony Angelo getting on the score sheet twice tonight. How important is it for you guys to have him going?
Well, it's important for not only him, but you look tonight. Alec McRae had a couple points, but I thought the scoring chances tonight were spread out amongst three different lines, and even though some of those other lines didn't score, they had good opportunities throughout the course tonight. So I was happy with kind of the distribution of the offense that we created throughout the course of the night, and allowed us to play four lines. And we'll take a look at at next week and see where we go. But we're and I said it was good to see. He's been fighting it. Some of the guys have been fighting it, but putting pucks on net is always a good thing. He scored the first one, and a great play by Jeff Kubiak for the second one. So it's a good effort by our guys, including Anthony.
Coach, and you talked about your guys coming out with a lot of intensity and energy, especially early on. Do you think senior night had anything to do with that?
Well, I'm sure I did. Those are a great group of seniors. All four of those guys are. I had three of the four of them down the mission trip down Dominican, and right there was got to know them on a much deeper level. They're great individuals. They're so engaged with the Cornell community. The athletic department, campus, off campus, with the out at Newfield with the program that they're out there with the schools. It's just they're four tremendous student athletes. I mean, it's everything you want out of a student athlete. They embrace everything academically, the community, and great ambassadors for Cornell itself.
Any takeaways from the weekend, particularly against Union, now that you're going to be facing them in the first round, that you're going to look to apply to the games coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we get the kind of effort we had tonight. And obviously we got off to a bad start last night, but last night, I didn't think we played particularly well last night, and we still created a tremendous amount of offense, and it'll be a great series. They're a good hockey team, and we'll look forward to it. And it's about getting rest right now and doing the preparation and getting ready to get after it, and there'll be no secrets after playing them last night and playing them right back again next week.
Coach, you got that tough start last night. What was it like getting that goal so early in the first period?
Well, that's the first goal we've scored at home. The first time as a team we've scored at home in about 6 games. And so it was nice to get on that side of the ledger right off the bat. And I said it's unfortunate. We tipped one in, and the one goal that goes up over top of Mitch after he hit him in the shoulder. It was just frustrating.
Kasdorf stonewalled you guys last time you seen him. What was the difference getting by him tonight?
Well, I mean, I think that tonight was obviously deflection. Getting to go east-west. Tonight, the play by Jeff Kubiak came around, threw it to the front of the net, back door, and Anthony was there. And again, traffic when Alec McRae scored the third goal. So when he sees it and he's able to set on it, he's a pretty good goaltender. As most goalies are, but he's pretty good.
Going back to the seniors and their last game for the regular season, how do you think they've grown since they started on the team?
Well, I mean, just what you want out of a coach. I mean, they've grown. They approach. They come to the rink. They work extremely hard. But they follow that same process in the classroom. I mean, they work hard. They're all good students. They do a great job. They care about people. They care about their teammates. They care about people on campus. They care about kids when they see them in the hall and stop and talk. I mean, they care about giving back to the community. So seeing them grow. I mean, they obviously their parents did a tremendous job with it, and Cornell has just allowed them to blossom. as 4 individuals that are a very tight-knit group, but they've said they've represented our program, but they've also represented Cornell, extremely well.
It was pretty important. It's definitely a confidence booster for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the difference for me between my play last night and my play tonight, not only me, but our team as a whole, we played with a chip on our shoulder. We played like we had something to prove. Sticking to the process and doing all the little things right will get you the reward in the end.
At the start of the season, could you ever have envisioned leading the team in scoring?
To be honest, I really didn't. I came in here with open ears and eager to learn and get better as a hockey player, and that's just kind of what turned out to happen.
Any of the seniors in particular you looked up to at all throughout the year, just for advice or took anything away from?
For sure. Honestly, I looked up to all 4 of them throughout the whole year, but the one to me was Christian Hilbrich. He texted me over the summer and came out and skated in Syracuse, and we developed a good relationship then, and it's carried on throughout the whole year.
You anticipating facing Union in your first ECAC playoffs?
I'm excited for sure. We definitely we owe it to them. Get a little revenge.
So can we just get an overall reflection of your time here, Scott at Cornell?
Oh.
Starting off easy.
Yeah.
Right to the front.
Overall reflection. Well, coming in freshman year, I played 3 years of junior hockey beforehand. 1 in Washington State, 2 in Indianapolis. And I remember when I first put the jersey on, first time I practiced actually, and I knew some of the older guys. I played with Armand Deswart before. He was a sophomore, or he was a junior at the time when I was a freshman. And I remember skating out there, and I was passing the puck to the wrong team. I remember Braden Birch hip checked me right along the wall, and I came off the ice, and Army's like, dude, like, you gotta get her going. And I just said, like, dude, like, I'm just happy to be out on the ice with you guys. Like, it's like a lifetime goal of mine to play Division I college hockey. And I remember when I was a freshman, the first time I wore the practice sweater, skating out on the ice with the guys, like, it was a dream come true for me. And now, sitting 4 years later, with it winding down, is pretty incredible. How quickly time passes, but we still got some games to play here. We still got some stuff left to get accomplished, and I'm looking forward to that still.
Christian, how emotional was it at the end there, skating around the ice and then embracing all the fans in the student section?
Yeah, I mean, getting any chance at all to thank the Line of Faithful is something that I'll always take advantage of. I know we'll be back here next weekend though, so I tried to keep it light because I know if I think too much about it, then it'll get sentimental and it'll turn real for me. But right now, it's not yet real, and I try not to think about it at the time. And I think when it will become real is next weekend on that Saturday night when we win the 2nd game in a row, and that'll be my last game in Lima.
Christian, did you get any advice going into tonight from seniors from the past couple of years, like, oh, expect this, expect that?
I had actually pretty much every senior from the senior class last year texted all of us actually in the class and said, like, good luck tonight. Had some choice words I'm not going to repeat, but they said, like, it goes fast and just enjoy tonight because we're missing playing at Cornell right now, and we know that you guys will, so enjoy this last game.
Did tonight kind of live up to the expectations that you thought as a freshman what it would be like as a senior?
Yeah, I think actually it was sometimes harder because I kept it really light today. It was harder for me to watch like my good friends as this is their last game, watching them like skate around, and I think our class is really small, so there was more time to think about it as everybody was going around the ice, and it got a little bit more sentimental. But because we had a brief class and everybody went pretty quick, we kept it light.
Christian, you obviously have a lot of playoff experience. How important is having that experience, and also what have you taken away from your past years in the playoffs?
That's a good question. playoff experience is really important because it is a different type of game. And even though we play like playoff games every time we're out on the ice, they're all like low scoring. One goal makes a huge difference in the game. Whereas some of the other leagues, a goal here, a goal there, it doesn't really matter because there's going to be 4 more coming later in the game. I think our team will be ready to play playoff hockey because we've played it almost the entire season. But that being said, there is another level to hockey in the playoffs, especially in our league. I was just talking to Nyes, the first round is just as hard as the second round. There's no easy games. All the teams are good. And it's, a team like Union tied Quinnipiac both games they played, I think. We were close with Quinnipiac, and they're the number 1 team in the country, and they've lost 1 game. And, there's like, everybody's so familiar with each other. It's almost like everything that normally wins you games is a wash. So it's pretty interesting in the ECAC playoffs. Anything can happen.